Hi everyone, it's live with Olivia. So I'm just in transit. I have finished a fabulous summer vacation visiting family and friends here in Boston. So I'm at a layover here, getting ready to fly home to Jacksonville. So I haven't been to this studio before, so I just wanted to test out live streaming with Restream while on location. And I'm at the Terminal C, United Airlines terminal at Newark, New Jersey. So you can see the airplanes right there. Oop, which way? This way. No, this. There it is. Okay, so those are the planes waiting. And look at this. Look how we're connected here. So many power stations, so you never have to look for that outlet to plug in your electronics on the go. This is. I don't mind layovers. I don't know how many of you um, are annoyed by layovers. I guess it just depends because if you're in a terminal or in an airport that doesn't have any amenities, layovers could be a drag, but I actually really enjoyed this time. Just people watching, observing, seeing all the customer service interactions between the airport staff and the travelers coming through. And then, of course, just catching up, right? So there's a lot of work to catch up on. So I just use this free moment to catch up and connect with some friends. And I'm so excited to be home. I mean, I love my family, I enjoy being with them, but there comes a point in time when I just want to be in my own bed and just back to my regular routine and schedule. But I thought this was pretty cool that I can bring my laptop anywhere and look, I can restream. And here I am on location. So this is a pretty neat studio. So I love it. And coming from Jacksonville, I mean, we don't have much of a big airport. There's just two concourses in and out. And so this is really exciting to see. They have all these stations lit up. Everything is touch free. You can even just order food. You can scan on these little pods here for your food and drink to go. So, but yeah, and it's amazing to see how families and children interact too. And so, I'm I attract a lot of kids, I suppose, but immediately they want to know what's in the bag and they wanted to talk to me. And the parents kept shushing them, like, shh, don't bother the lady, leave her alone, etc. And of course, I teach laughter yoga. I'm with kids in the park on Sundays at the Jacksonville Arboretum. And so it always surprises me, caught off guard, when parents are trying to, like, have their children be shushed in silence. And I just thought she was very precocious and very inquisitive and just wanted to engage and have a conversation. And I didn't mind. I did not mind it at all. And good thing I carried props because, she wanted to know what's inside my bag. And it's really honestly just books and snacks. I had my dinner here. But I'm so glad that now that I'm in Humor Academy and I'm a laughter yoga teacher, that I carry like little props with me. And so, for example, I have these little smiley face, paint cards I picked up. And so I carry a bunch of these around, and I had markers with me, of course. And so I just asked the little girl, would you like to draw a smiley face? And show me what your smiley face looks like. And it got her to quiet and calm down. I got to talk to the mom a little bit, give her a little break. And she's like, thank you so much for your patience. And I said, I get it. I'm a teacher. So I'm usually very patient, right? With not only kids, but with clients as well, too. So I thought that was an interesting interaction and how often, we don't want to bother others. And in the bookstore, airport bookstore, there is a book, right? Malcolm Gladwell on how to talk to strangers and why we should go up to and talk to strangers. And so a stranger's only a stranger until you talk to them and then they become your friend. But it was a very simple interaction. I mean, there was nothing further that came from it, but it did allow us that pause, which I think is so crucial. And also just a moment to observe and see, the interactions that are being played out. Because airport travel with kids is pretty hectic. LaDonna showed us that. LaDonna, on Home Sweet Home Treasures with Monday Night Mojo and Throwback Thursday, she talks about, traveling tips and with children and making sure they have all their gadgets and their favorite items with them. So, of course, she had her own little backpack. So that gave her some autonomy, that she could be responsible for her own things at the airport. And then, of course, she had her, and I asked her what was in her bag. And, of course, she had her tablet. So that kept her occupied for a while. But I think she really enjoyed just sitting down and being asked questions and being engaged. And so I thought that was a lot of fun. So, yay! Well, thank you, Debbie. Yes, Debbie, thank you so much for tuning in from LinkedIn. I appreciate you. stranger shows us some strange ideas. Yeah. But I think, I've had some conversations about how, I grew up in Boston, and I lived in Worcester, my hometown, and so just coming back to visit and talking about how things were handled during pandemic or COVID. Um, I think the other end of it is that, the pandemic made us a little bit, paranoid, or, made us not be very nice to each other too, right? So on one hand of the spectrum, a lot of people came together, connected, found ways to find connection and community, for example, building networks online. But then there's also the other piece of it where people were maybe just a little bit on edge, because we lost out in that social interaction. And so, there's a little bit of that paranoia, etc., that's underlying there. And so I think just being aware of it, right? Being aware of it, being understanding, being patient with others, etc. Um, there's, so one of the things is that, I noticed today too that was so kind, and I was waiting in line to board my plane, and then of course, the overhead bins were full, and so they're looking for volunteers, just to check in the luggage and pick it up at the destination. And so I volunteered, because of my carry-on. I honestly, rather just have it checked in at this point and pick it up later at baggage claim, rather than having to deal with the overhead bin and trying to lift it up myself. And so, of course, the attendant had tagged my bags and said, just carry through the jetway, and then there'll be someone to take it for you. So I'm in line, and I get to the jetway, and then, my handle is stuck. It's one of those cases you just have to turn it or use it a certain way because the handle gets stuck. And I was, expecting that the person behind me wouldn't want to wait, would just rush onto the plane themselves. And I stepped aside so I could get the handle to come down the suitcase and hand it over to the person that's going to put it away. And when I looked up, the person had patiently waited for me, and I thought that was the kindest gesture, that he didn't rush off, to cut in front of me, because he had an opportunity just to go on ahead while I was dealing with what I was doing, and I wanted to, to step out of the way and not be hindering anyone's path to the plane. But he waited, and it was just so nice, and we nodded and we smiled, and I don't know, just that brief moment, it was just so nice that he was patient and waited his turn. I could do what I needed to do, and that was that. Tisha, oh, hi Tisha. Yes, this is an impromptu live stream, so impromptu. I'm at the airport. Who would have thought? But thank you, Tisha. I take my cues from you because you're the branding strategist, and so these heart glasses I've become quite famous for, and they're part of my branding persona now. So imagine that. So thank you, Tisha, for all that you've taught me. And there's still more work to do, but I've taken this branding tip from you. So, and speaking of, so I got the magazine from the United Airlines plane, because they do a fabulous job with their Hemispheres magazine. So look at this. This is my icon, Iris Apple. Look at that. She is a style icon, an octogenarian, a very fashionable octogenarian. So happy to see her because she's got, very iconic glasses on as well. They just make her stand out. And so you just notice her by her glasses. And so a lot of people have been complimenting me on the same, that they just recognize me by the glasses. And so they know when I'm going live. So that's that. So I'm here with just making a comment, getting on live, checking in with everyone. I'll be back to my normal, regular schedule tomorrow, Wednesday. I'll be so happy to be back home in Jax. And so I've got a bit of time before they call me for the boarding gate. So I just wanted to show you this beautiful United Airlines terminal here, because I've not gone live from the airport terminal. So here it is. It was quite full before. A lot of people were in transit, so it was quite full. And now we kind of filtered out people getting to their connected areas. But yeah, so I guess I want to say, bring props. You never know when you get asked what's in your bag or what's in your wallet. So always have a prop ready, something that you can show, something as an icebreaker that will help to create conversation, create a brief moment in time with someone, a really positive interaction that makes them smile. And I feel really elated because I was able to do that, give the mom a break. And, she was rolling her eyes, shaking her head, like she just felt like, she just felt like her daughter was just being a nuisance. But even so, I thought that, the daughter showed excellent social skills. I thought she was 6 years old, but she says, I'm 4.5. I'm waiting to be 5. And so kids are remarkable that way, that they're so proud of their age. And she was showing me all the things that she could do on the smiley face card. She not only drew her smiley face herself, but she drew her dad, her mom, the shapes that she's learning. She wrote her name. And so we actually got quite a lot done. So I think that's just teaching me. I just bring it out the best in the kids. But anyways, I am going to get ready for the airplane. I want to make sure I get there in time to board and get to my seat. But I will see all of you later. Thank you so much for just tuning in and taking this brief moment with me and to smile and to laugh along. All right. I'll check you later.